Brothers and sisters, we are so happy to welcome you here today for our first joint Susila Dharma Sessi presentation about cooperatives in Subud, two cooperatives, one in Indonesia, in Kalimantan, which is the Cooperative Habakat Usaha Bersama. And we have Suteja, who is the founder, there to present to us today. And we will also have Martin Pisco from Bogota presenting on behalf of a Colombian cooperative, Subud Cooperative, called
Solidarmas.
And
Yes, correct.
this is a wonderful opportunity for all of us to learn from the lessons and the challenges of these Subud cooperatives and the reason why we frame this as a joint Susila Dharma Sessi session is because the cooperative model is both the social model of solidarity, helping each other and building community in Subud. And it's also an economic model for helping Subud members find a way to build their capital, to borrow from each other, to support each other, to invest in their small enterprises, and to build a base from which to support Subud. So without further delay, I would like to pass to Suteja to tell us about the wonderful work of his cooperative. Thank you so much, Suteja.
Saya ingin mengucapkan terima kasih kepada
I want to say thank you to Susila Dharma
pada
International
yang telah memberikan kesempatan yang
who
sangat
give us a chance
berharga ini kepada kami. Saya
to
juga ingin
us.
mengucapkan terima kasih
We also want to
kepada
say
Yang Mulia
thank you
Bapak bahwa
to
semua ini
Bapak
kita
Muhammad
lakukan
Subu.
untuk bakti kita kepada Tuhan
This
melalui
is
latihan
our
kejiwaan, dan ini adalah
thank you
suatu
for
bentuk
Bapak.
aktualisasi kita
This is one
dari
of the
hasil
model,
latihan kejiwaan. Saya
and
akan
this is the result of the latihan
memutarkan
kejiwaan.
film sejarah
I will
usaha
present
bersama.
a video
Ada dua
history
yang akan
about
kita sampaikan.
our
Yang pertama
cooperative.
adalah video,
The
dan
first is
selanjutnya
video,
akan dilanjutkan dengan PowerPoint.
and then continue with the PowerPoint presentation.
Apa itu
What is
Cooperative
cooperative habakat usaha
sekarang dan
bersama now and in the future?
koperasi didefinisikan
Cooperative
dalam
is
pernyataan
defined
identitas
as
koperasi sebagai
association
asosiasi
autonomous
otonom
from
dari
people
orang-orang yang
who are
bersatu
one
secara sukarela
voluntarily to
kebutuhan
fulfill the needs
dan
and
aspirasi
aspiration
ekonomi,
of the
sosial, dan
economy,
budaya.
culture.
Koperasi
Koperasi
habakat
habakat
usaha
usaha
bersama lahir
born
dari
from members
anggota-anggota
who
yang
have different
mempunyai
backgrounds
latar belakang yang berbeda dari
from
suku
cultures,
bangsa
education,
dan latar belakang
professions,
pendidikan, kebudayaan,
work field.
profesional,
Everyone agrees
pekerja.
to unite
Kita semua bersepakat bersatu
to make
membentuk
koperasi
koperasi
habakat usaha
usaha
bersama.
bersama. Subud
Subud
dan
and
koperasi.
cooperative.
Persamaan Subud dan koperasi
Similarity
adalah
of Subud and
sebuah
cooperative is an
asosiasi,
association
perkumpulan,
community
sebuah komunitas
born from
yang
the
dibangun
spirit
di atas
of
semangat
members.
keanggotaan dan keterlibatan pribadi. Karena itulah usaha yang paling selaras dan bentuk
This is
semangat
why the
tersebut
form
adalah
of enterprise
koperasi. Alangkah
most
indahnya
aligned
bila enterprise
with Subud
usaha
spirit and
Subud
values
bersifat kolektif,
is a cooperative.
yaitu koperasi.
One
Satu
member,
anggota,
one
satu
vote.
suara. Koperasi
Cooperatives bring
menyatukan
people together
orang-orang secara
in a
demokratis
democratic and
dan
equal
setara,
way, whether
di
the
mana
members are the
anggotanya adalah
customers, employees,
pelanggan,
users,
karyawan,
or
pengguna,
residents.
atau
Cooperatives
penduduk.
are democratically
Koperasi
managed
dikelola
by
secara
the one member,
demokratis dengan
one
aturan
vote rule.
satu anggota, satu
Members
suara.
share equal voting
Anggota
rights
memiliki hak
regardless
suara
of
yang
the
sama,
amount of capital they
terlepas
put
dari
into the
jumlah
enterprise.
modal yang mereka masukkan ke dalam perusahaan.
This is
Ini adalah
the total of
jumlah
the
anggota
cooperative
koperasi
habakat
habakat usaha
usama
bersama.
member, where Subud
Jumlah
members
Subud members
consist of 78
76
people
orang,
and non-Subud
non-Subud
members
members
consist of
52
52
orang,
people.
dan
This
ini
proves
membuktikan
that this
bahwa
cooperative
koperasi
is
ini
very
sangat
beneficial
bermanfaat
for
untuk
everyone.
semua anggota masyarakat luas. Bagaimana
How
kita
us as Subud
sebagai
members
anggota Subud
are
bisa
able to
bermanfaat dan berguna
be
untuk
beneficial for
masyarakat
other
yang
people that
bukan
are
Subud.
non-Subud.
We have
Total numbers of 158 people.
orang. Subud
Subud member
Rungansari
Rungansari around
sekitar
48
44
people.
orang.
Subud member
Members non Rungansari
outside Rungansari,
di luar
outside
Kalimantan
Kalimantan,
32
32
orang.
member.
Non
Subud
Subud
members.
members 52 orang. Jadi kita juga
We
mempunyai
also have
anggota
extraordinary
luar biasa,
people, extraordinary
warga negara
members
asing,
with total of 10 people,
total 10 orang,
men 7
laki-laki
people,
7 orang,
and
dan
women
perempuan
3 people.
3 orang.
Principles
Prinsip-prinsip
of cooperative.
koperasi.
As business driven by
Sebagai bisnis yang
values,
didorong oleh
not just
nilai-nilai,
profit,
bukan hanya
cooperatives
keuntungan,
share
koperasi
internationally
membagi prinsip
agreed
yang disepakati secara internasional
principles and act
dan
together
bertindak
to
bersama
build
untuk
a
membangun
better
dunia
world through
yang lebih
cooperation.
baik melalui kerjasama. 7 koperasi
7 cooperative principles:
principle.
voluntary and open membership,
Voluntary membership,
democratic member control,
member control,
members' economic
members'
participation,
economic
autonomy and independence,
autonomy and
education,
independence,
training, and
education, training,
information,
and information,
cooperation among
cooperation
cooperatives,
among
and concern
cooperatives,
for
concern
community.
for community. Dan ini adalah
And this is in the
dalam
tradition
tradisi
of
para
their
pendiri.
founders. Cooperative members
Anggota koperasi
believe
percaya
in the
pada
ethical
nilai-nilai
values,
etika, kejujuran,
honesty,
keterbukaan, tanggung jawab
openness,
sosial, dan
social
kepedulian terhadap
responsibility,
orang
and
lain.
caring for others.
Nilai-nilai inilah yang sesuai
These
dengan
cooperatives
latihan kejiwaan Subud, di mana
are based
kita harus
on
saling
Subud
menghargai,
latihan,
peduli sesama manusia,
where we
sesama,
don't
bukan
just
hanya
take
mengejar keuntungan sendiri.
self-benefits, but also
Kita
being
harus jujur,
honest
semua anggota setara
and
tanpa
not
memandang latar belakang.
looking to people's background.
Nilai-nilai inilah
These
yang
are the
menjadikan
values
koperasi
that make
bukan
cooperation
sekedar badan
not just a
usaha,
corporation,
tapi juga
but
gerakan sosial,
social
gerakan
movement,
yang menumbuhkan keadilan, kebersamaan, dan kemandirian. 3
3
unit
units of
usaha
business
KUB.
KHUB.
Koperasi
Fakat usaha
bersama
cooperative has 3
mempunyai
business
satu
unit,
usaha
where the
di
main
mana bisnis
business
utamanya
is
adalah
retail.
retail.
We
Yaitu
sell
menjual
basic needs
basic need, kebutuhan pokok
such
seperti
as
beras, telur, minyak,
rice, oil,
mempunyai unit usaha tambahan
and have
berupa
an
microkredit
additional
yang
unit,
sudah berjalan,
which is micro unit,
dan satu lagi
and the
adalah
other one
rental mobil.
is
Selain itu,
renting car.
koperasi hapakat usaha bersama
Koperasi Hapakat Sama
juga
also has
mempunyai
other
beberapa unit usaha
transportation
tambahan yang
unit,
lain yang seperti tertuang di dalam
such
akta,
as
yaitu
farm of
pertanian,
farm,
buah-buahan, perkebunan tanaman, peternakan dan perkembangbiakan sapi, industri mineral,
car
jasa
rental,
penyewaan mobil,
farm
peternakan,
of
perkembangbiakan
goats,
kambing,
real estate.
real estate, dan pengembangan aplikasi.
So
Jadi,
actually, Koperasi
sebenarnya
Hapakat
koperasi
Usaha
hapakat
Usaha
usaha
Bersama
bersama bisa memiliki
can
unit
own
usaha yang dimana disesuaikan dengan
can own
keadaan
business
di mana
where members
anggota bisa
can
bergerak dan
develop
mengerjakan sesuai dengan keahliannya.
through their own skills. In the future, for
Kedepan,
retail,
untuk retail, projection ke
it
depan
will
akan
be supermarket
menjadi supermarket
where
yang
where
dimana nanti
we
akan
will serve
melayani kebutuhan
big
masyarakat luas
communities,
untuk anggota Subud dan
Subud and
bukan
non-Subud.
Subud. Sementara
Meanwhile,
untuk
microcredit projection
akan menjadi
will
serupa
be a
rural
rural
bank,
bank.
bank perkreditan rakyat. Untuk
For car rental,
rental mobil
it will
akan
become a travel
menjadi sebuah
services.
travel services.
Shared
Kemakmuran
prosperity.
bersama.
Cooperatives
Koperasi
allow people
memungkinkan
to
orang
take
untuk
control of their
mengendalikan masa
economic
depan
future,
ekonomi mereka,
and because they are not
dan
owned by
karena tidak
shareholders,
dimiliki oleh
the
pemegang
economic
saham,
and social benefits
manfaat ekonomi
of their
dan
activities
sosial dari
stays in the
kegiatan mereka
communities
tetap
where
berada
they
di
are
komunitas
established.
tempat mereka didirikan.
From
Dari
members,
anggota, oleh anggota,
for
dan
members,
untuk
from
anggota.
members, and to members.
Dan ini adalah
All of our
semua
business
unit
units
bisnis kita dari
from
tahun
2022 to
2022 sampai
2025,
2025,
from January
dari Januari sampai Juli
2025,
2025,
total capital is 413
113
million.
sekian,
Total omset
total
with
omset
510 million
503 juta
rupiah,
rupiah, and total aset
and a total of asset
722 juta.
722 million.
Dan ini
As seen,
terlihat
the graphic
dari
was
berdiri dari
it was
2020
started in 2022,
meningkat
where
dan
it
bertumbuh. Demikian
grows
juga dengan
forward
jumlah anggota.
and the increase of members. Challenges
Tantangan
right
saat
now
ini untuk koperasi hapakat
is
usaha bersama
capital
adalah
challenges or funding
tantangan
challenges,
modal,
because
karena
in the
memang
future we want to
kedepannya
have
kami
an
ingin
office
memiliki
where
yang
it's proper.
proper, dan kami juga
Meanwhile, we also
sumber
have
daya manusia.
challenges in human resources.
Kami juga masih
The
mempunyai tempat
space
karena
is
masa
also
menumpang, dan
the
ini
space also
adalah
have not exist.
menurut kami sangat
This
penting
is
untuk kami bisa
These
lewati.
are important challenges to get
Rencana
through.
jangka pendek adalah membangun kantor dan pusat kegiatan,
Short-term
karena ini sangat
goal
penting
is
untuk
to
aktivitas kami ke depan.
build an office.
Selanjutnya adalah tantangan
Meanwhile,
jangka
other
pendek yang lain adalah
short-term plans
pendidikan dan
are
pelatihan koperasi.
cooperative education and training.
Bagi kami,
For us, education and training are
pelatihan
very
koperasi
important
itu sangat penting,
because
karena
cooperation
koperasi
will
akan
develop
maju bila
when all
semua
members understand
anggotanya
about
memahami
what cooperative
tentang
is.
apa itu koperasi.
Therefore,
Jadi,
education
ini harus
is very, very
sangat diperlukan
important
untuk kita jalani.
to
Dan selanjutnya adalah
happen. Strengthening,
membuat sistem
third one
dan
is
tata
strengthening
kelola.
systems and governance.
Karena ke
Because in
depan
the future,
semakin
when
unit
more
usaha
units
bertambah, tingkat kesulitan,
are created,
tingkat menangani semua ini harus membutuhkan
in order
sistem yang kuat
to
dan tata
have a
kelola
good
yang
system,
bagus, transparan,
you
dan
need
terbuka.
to have a good
Dan yang
system.
terakhir untuk jangka pendeknya adalah
And the fourth one is
rekrut
recruiting new
nasabah.
members, because the
Karena modal koperasi yang paling penting
capital,
adalah
because
manusia.
the main need for
Jadi,
cooperation are
buat kami manusia
manpower.
adalah modal utama.
It
tetapi
is not money,
uang hanya
but
sebagai alat
it's the
bantu
people.
dan penentu. Untuk
For
rencana
medium-term plan,
jangka menengah, ada dua yang akan kami
there are two that we will need to
kembangkan,
develop,
yaitu
which the
mengembangkan
first
unit
one
usaha
is
retail
expand retail
dan
units,
mendirikan unit usaha baru. Dan ini adalah
this is our trip
perjalanan
for
kami
when we
seminar
joined the
koperasi
seminar
internasional ke
to Pontianak, North
Kalimantan Barat,
Kalimantan,
dan Sintang,
where we
di
got
mana
support
kami mendapat support
from
dari
Susila Dharma International.
Kami sangat
We learned a lot from
banyak belajar dari
this trip,
sana,
how to
bagaimana cara mengelola koperasi,
develop
membangun
cooperation.
koperasi.
For us,
Buat
cooperation
kami, koperasi Kelingkumang
is
adalah sebagai
one way
salah satu
to
contoh
inspire,
inspirasi, karena
because
mereka
they have
berhasil
succeeded
dari
from
tahun 93,
because they have
mereka telah
succeeded since
memiliki
1993,
anggota
where now they have
250.000
2,300
dan
people
memiliki
with an
aset
asset of 2.3 trillion.
Mereka mempunyai
They now have university, school, supermarket, coffee shop,
mempunyai
bank,
mempunyai bank, dan ini
and
buat
for
kami,
us,
kita harus
we
bisa
have
menjadikan ini
to take
sebuah
this
contoh
as
yang
an
harus kita
example
adaptasi untuk koperasi hapakat usaha bersama
for
Subud.
our cooperation. Future
Visi
vision.
masa depan, future vision adalah
Future vision is to
membentuk sebuah
build the
holding
world
Subud
Subud Cooperative, where
di mana
this is a
ini
dream
adalah cita-cita
that
yang nantinya mungkin bisa akan
can
jadi
be
pembahasan lebih lanjut.
continued to
Terima
be
kasih.
presented about in the future.
Thank you, merci, and gracias.
Thank you, Suteja. Good to see how you got inspired from the visit to the seminar with the larger cooperative.
Yeah. Stop sharing. Okay. Thank you.
Maybe we have some questions for Suteja. I would certainly like to go back to the last slide and see what a World Subud Cooperative looks like,
Yes.
because it's a model that I think you showed in your report, a vision of internationally federated cooperatives. And that would be very interesting to understand how that might work.
I'm also interested, Suteja, in the cooperative that you have in Kalimantan, how you have managed to get this balance of Subud members and non-Subud members, because that's quite challenging sometimes, but it seems really relevant as well. You know, if you can inspire the people around you in the community who aren't in Subud, it must be doing something right to really be of interest and relevant to them, something that is useful for them.
Memang
In the future, I
kedepannya
do
saya
dream
bermimpi
in terms
secara
of networking.
secara
We
jaringan,
have
kita sudah mempunyai
networking
jaringan yang
that's
bagus,
broad
yang luas
and
dari
good
tingkat lokal
from
sampai
local to
dunia.
international. Because
Karena memang
cooperative
koperasi itu
is
berbentuk suatu badan perkumpulan di mana
because
Subud
cooperative is
Indonesia
where
adalah sebuah asosiasi
Indonesia
dan
is.
asosiasi yang paling tinggi adalah World Subud Asosiasi ya.
Subud
Jadi
Indonesia has
Subud
seven
Indonesia mempunyai 7 wilayah
wilayah
dan
with
mempunyai
its
cabang.
branch
Jadi
where we
sebenarnya
can make
itu bisa
a
kita
network
jadikan sebuah network di mana
where
setiap cabang itu
every branch
bisa
can make
mendirikan
cooperations in
koperasi
every country,
di setiap negara, dan
and in
di
every branch
setiap cabang nanti di wilayah
there will
ada
be
koperasi
a main
induknya,
cooperative,
dan di nasional bisa menjadi suatu
and it can be a
koperasi
national
tingkat
cooperative.
nasional, dan WSA adalah
WSA
sebagai
will
badan
be the
tertinggi
highest
koperasi dunia,
world
dan itu
international
sebenarnya kita bisa
cooperative.
terapkan.
But
Tapi
again,
memang
this
semua
will
ini tidak
all
mudah.
be, this
Ini
will
adalah
not all be
tantangan
easy,
yang
and it'll
paling
be a
berat,
difficult challenge.
dan semua itu harus
Everything
kita
can be
bisa
done
lakukan
with
dengan
harmony.
harmoni.
It can
Bisa
happen
terwujud bila kita
if we're
semua bisa
harmonious and we work
harmoni, bisa
together.
bekerja sama. Untuk
For
Pak
Pak
Vincent,
Vincent,
ini
for me,
buat
this
saya
is
suatu
this is
tantangan terberat karena
a really big
bagi
challenge
kami sendiri
because for ourselves, it's not
tidak
easy
mudah untuk
to
mengajak atau
explain
menjelaskan
or
koperasi
ask
kepada
people
anggota Subud maupun non-Subud,
about
karena
cooperative,
image
whether to
koperasi di
Subud or
Indonesia
non-Subud.
sudah
Cooperative
tidak
Indonesia
bagus,
is not good,
tapi kita
but
harus memulai
we have to
kembali
start again
karena di pemerintah sendiri di
because the
Indonesia
government in
sekarang sedang
Indonesia,
terjadi
there
dinamika di mana
is happening
ada yang
a
namanya
dynamic
koperasi merah
where
putih,
it is
itu instruksi
red and
dari
white
presiden, dan
cooperative
itu
where you
diharuskan
have
untuk
to make a
membuat koperasi di
cooperative
setiap
in
wilayah
every
kelurahan.
province.
Tapi
But
kita sudah
we have
lakukan
made
membentuk
this
koperasi ini dari
cooperative
tahun
since 2022,
2022,
where
di
at
mana
that
pada saat
time
itu saya
I
menjadi
was
ketua cabang.
the
Memang untuk mencari
head of
keseimbangan antara
Rungansari, and
Subud dan Subud, buat
for
saya kita
me,
harus
we have
tetap
to
harus
start
memulai, karena sebagai
because as a
orang Subud
Subud
kita
person,
harus
we
bisa
have to be
menjadi
an
contoh, menjadi
example
teladan bahwa kita
that
bisa
we can be
berguna untuk
beneficial
masyarakat
for the
sekitar.
surrounding community.
Dan juga mereka masuk karena ada
They
service
also
yang mereka
join
perlu.
because they have a service
Dan
that they
mereka
need.
juga masuk menjadi anggota
They
koperasi
join the cooperative
karena
as
di situ
well
ada
because there are service
pelayanan, ada
and
kebutuhan yang
goods
mereka
that
perlukan.
can be provided for them.
Thank you, Suteja. David and
Yeah.
Sandra, do you have a question?
Halo, Pak David. How are you?
Hello, Satija. Hello, Tika.
Halo. Yeah.
Hello. Long time no see.
Long time, yeah.
So my question is quite broad. We're very interested in the credit cooperative notion. I'm just wondering, do you think it would work as well in an affluent country as it would in places like Indonesia and Colombia,
Mikrokredit itu bisa
Oh yes,
berkembang dengan
microcredit can
sistem
develop
kredit union
in
karena memang
system of
itu
credit
adaptasi
union
dari
because that's
koperasi
an
internasional
adaptation
dari
of
Jerman
international
asalnya,
cooperation from
dari Inggris
German
juga. Jadi
and England.
itu bisa diterapkan di mana saja,
So it can
disesuaikan
be
dengan
implemented
kebutuhan dan
anywhere.
karakter masyarakat di mana dia tinggal. Jadi memang apa yang kita
And
lakukan di sini,
based on
kita
the community's
mensupport
needs in here,
UMKM ya,
we
small
support
business,
small
untuk mereka
enterprises
bisa berkembang
for
ke
them to develop
akses permodalan untuk menambah modal. Nah,
in
saya tidak tahu
capitals
apakah
for those
di
who wants to start
negara-negara
small
lain
enterprises. We
mereka
don't know in
karakternya
other
seperti
countries
apa, membutuhkan modalnya
about
seperti
their
apa.
character,
Itu
how
kita harus
they
mencari
get their
tahu
capital, and therefore we
karakter
need to find out
anggota di mana koperasi itu berada.
the characters of the members where that cooperative will be.
Suteja, how does it operate? Do you charge a member a monthly fee? Does someone pay in monthly something to the cooperative? How do you operate financially?
Untuk mikrokredit
For
dalam
microcredit,
koperasi kita
in
ada beberapa
cooperation,
istilah.
we
Yang
have a
pertama adalah
few
simpanan
names.
pokok. Simpanan pokok adalah yang dibayarkan pada saat anggota itu pertama kali masuk, yaitu sebesar
The first
1
one
juta
is where
rupiah. Yang
every
kedua
member
adalah
pays
simpanan wajib,
right after they
yaitu
join,
sebesar
which is 1
50.000
million
rupiah.
rupiah,
Itu dibayarkan
and
setiap
mandatory
bulan.
payment every
Simpanan
month,
pokok
which is
dan
50,000
simpanan wajib
rupiah.
itu tidak bisa diambil selama menjadi
This
anggota
cannot
koperasi, dan itu
taken as long
dijadikan
as you're a
sebagai
cooperative member,
modal untuk koperasi.
but it will be
Untuk
the
mikrokredit,
capital for the
kita bisa memberikan
corporation. For
pinjaman anggota
microcredit,
baru setelah
we can
menjadi anggota
loan new
selama 3
members
bulan. Pertama
after they
pinjaman adalah
join
3 juta
in
dengan
3 months.
bunga 1% per bulan, dan itu
For
flat.
every month, there's
Nanti
a 1% interest.
pinjaman itu disesuaikan dengan
That
kemampuan si
loan
anggota untuk membayar,
will be
bisa
adjusted
5 bulan,
with
10 bulan.
how
Itu kita
long
kembalikan lagi
can
kepada
the
anggota
member
karena
pay.
kita harus memberikan dia mampunya bisa mengembalikan dalam jangka
This happened
berapa
because
bulan.
we need to
Begitu.
adjust to the
Ketika
members'
sudah
need.
selesai 3 bulan, 3 juta,
When, let's say, for
3 pinjaman
example,
pertama,
they paid
nanti bisa
for
naik
after 3
5
months,
juta, nanti selesai 5 juta,
for
nanti akan naik
3
7
million,
juta, maksimal
they can
bisa
then
sampai
borrow
10
5
atau 15.
million, 7
Tergantung
million,
kita lihat
but the
bagaimana
maximum
tingkat
is 10 to 15
pengembalian
million.
dia bagus
We
atau
see
tidak, itu kita
how
bisa
far they
review,
can borrow
kita
based
bisa lihat
on their
statistik.
payment back. And this is seen through statistics.
Thank you, Suteja, for explaining that.
Yes.
Thank you. If there are no other questions, we would like to invite Solidarmas to present. Martin.
Sí, muchas gracias, Hamida.
Yes, thank you very much,
Muchas
Hamida.
gracias, queridos hermanos.
Thank you, brothers and
Desde
sisters.
Colombia, un
From
abrazo muy grande
Colombia,
para
a
todos
big
ustedes.
hug for every one of
Estamos muy
you.
agradecidos
We are very
por esta
grateful
invitación
for this
para que
invitation
hablemos de este tema
so that
tan
we can talk about
importante
this
que
topic that is
nuestro
so
querido APAC
important that our beloved
siempre nos
backpack has
recomendó.
always
Para
recommended
hacer
to
una
us,
breve
and to be
introducción
able to
a
do a very
nuestra
brief
querida
introduction
Fátima
to
Blanco, que
our
es nuestra representante legal y
beloved
que va a
Fatima
presentar para
Blanco, who is
ustedes
our
nuestras
representative
diapositivas, que
and
algunos de
who
ustedes
will
ya la
present to
conocen
us
porque
the
tuvo la oportunidad de hacer
slides.
esta presentación
She had
también
the
para el
opportunity
Congreso
to do
Mundial
this as
en
well for the World
Kalimantan.
Congress, so some of you may already
Y
know
bueno,
her.
básicamente comentarles que
Basically to
nosotros estamos
mention that
intentando
we are trying
sobre cualquier
to,
otro aspecto,
over any
seguir
other
los
aspect,
consejos de
be able
BAPAC,
to
no
follow
solo en lo
the
que tiene que ver
guidance
con el
or
LATIGAN,
the advice
sino
of
muy
BAPAC, not
especialmente
only
en lo
that
que
has to
tiene
do
que
with the
ver con
Latihan, but
ponerlo en
also
práctica.
especially with what has to
Y
do
para
with putting it into
resumir un
practice,
poco el
and to
esfuerzo, porque
resume a
todos
bit the
nosotros
effort, because
conocemos
all
un
of
poco
us,
nuestra
we
historia en
know a
Subud,
bit of the
en la
history
que,
in
por favor, me
Subud, in
perdonan,
which,
pero es mi
sorry, if
sentimiento
I can say
personal,
sorry, this is my
en la parte
personal feeling,
empresarial como que no
but the
somos muy
part of
buenos
the enterprises, we don't seem to be very good at it.
Nosotros,
So
BAPAC nos recomienda
BAPAC
que
recommends
trabajemos
that we
juntos,
work together,
respetándonos y amándonos
respecting each
en
other and
igualdad de
loving each other
condiciones,
and
y
equality
sobre todo de manera armónica.
in such a way that it's
Bapak
also
dice, trabajen en
harmonious. Bapak
armonía
says, work in
y la
harmony,
respuesta llegará.
and the
Y
reply
pues eso es lo que
will
nosotros hemos
arrive.
tomado como
The
base.
answer will
Estamos
arrive.
intentando
So
crear
this is
una
what we're
unión de
trying to do. We're
personas
trying to create a
alrededor
union
de
of people
los negocios
around
cooperativos, de la
the
economía
cooperative
solidaria, que pues,
work,
como ya vieron ustedes en las
solidarity
preguntas que
work,
respondieron
and we
nuestros
will be able
hermanos
to see this in the
anteriormente en Indonesia, a
questions
ellos
that
les
the
agradecemos,
brothers have
los
answered in
felicitamos por su
Indonesia.
iniciativa,
We thank them for
empezaron
their
un poco antes que
initiative.
nosotros y también
They
esperamos poder
presented a bit
alcanzar
or started
resultados
before
como los
us,
que
and we would
ellos
like to
tienen.
also get
Hemos
to the
conseguido
results as
algunos
they
para
have
nosotros
already
muy
gotten.
importantes y
It
queremos
is something that is very
compartirlos
important
con
for us. We would
ustedes el
like to
día de
share
hoy.
this with you
Y es que
today.
empezamos,
And it is that we
como ustedes
began,
saben, Colombia
as
es
you
un país
know,
en
Colombia
desarrollo,
is a country which is in development,
donde la
where,
disponibilidad de
where the
recursos para las
disponibility,
personas no
availability of
siempre
the
es la mejor,
resources for people isn't
pero
always
aún
the
así
best.
intentamos
But
unirnos
even
a ver
then,
qué
we
podemos
try to
hacer.
unite and
Seguir
see
el
what we
consejo
can
de
do.
BAPAC de trabajar juntos
Continue
en
and
armonía,
follow the
pero
advice of BAPAC to be able to work together in
intentar,
harmony.
como están
But
intentando
even
nuestros
above
hermanos en
that,
Indonesia,
to
poner en
try, as
práctica
our
el consejo
brothers
de
are
BAPAC,
trying in
de que
Indonesia, to
tengamos
put into
un banco
practice
para
the
poder
advice of BAPAC, to
reunir
have a bank, to
dinero
be able
y
to
poder
get
utilizar ese
together
dinero para
money,
los
to be able
propósitos
to
de
use that
Subud,
money
para
for the
poder
purposes
apoyar
of
a
Subud, to be able
Dharma,
to
para
support
poder
Susila
apoyar
Dharma, to
SICA,
support
etcétera,
Susika,
etcétera, etcétera.
etc., etc.
Y entonces nosotros
So
empezamos, ya vamos
we
a mostrarles una
began
presentación muy
to
breve
show a
que
very brief
hicimos en
presentation that
diapositivas de
we did
PowerPoint
in
para
slides, PowerPoint
compartirlas con
slides, to be able
ustedes.
to share them with you.
Entonces decirles que estamos
So just to let
intentando
you know that
trabajar
we
juntos
are trying to
en
work
armonía,
together
con un
in
espíritu
harmony
de
with a spirit
fraternidad, de
of
honestidad, de
brotherhood,
transparencia absoluta,
of
e
complete
intentando, como BAPAC
transparency,
mencionaba
trying,
siempre,
as Bapak always mentioned,
asesorarnos de expertos
to
para
take
que no
advice from
solamente
experts so
trabajemos en
that we are
armonía,
not only
sino que
working in
podamos
harmony, but
asegurar
that we
que
are
los
also
recursos,
making sure
los
that
dineros
the
que nos confían
resources, the
nuestros
money
hermanos,
that our
sean
brothers and
siempre
sisters
manejados de manera
are
eficiente
giving to
y,
us,
por
that they may
supuesto,
be able to be
segura.
used in an
Entonces,
efficient and,
ahora los
of
dejo
course,
con un
secure
rostro mucho
manner.
más amable,
I will
que es
give
el de
you
nuestra
now
querida
the
Fátima
space,
Blanco.
or I'll present
Fátima,
you to
por
our
favor,
beloved
y no sé
Fatima
si
Blanco.
Isidro y ellos tendrán
Fatima,
la
please, I don't know if
presentación para que
Isidro
por
might
favor
have the
nos ayuden
presentation so that we
compartiendo.
can help, you can help us to please
Claro
share
que
that,
sí.
the screen.
Un
Of
pequeño
course,
recordatorio
yes.
antes de que
Just a
continúen ya su
small
partida. Si pueden tratar
reminder.
de hablar así
Thank
como
you,
Martín,
Martin. If you could please
despacio, con
speak just
calma,
as Martin
para
did,
que nuestros
slowly,
intérpretes también puedan
calmly,
seguir
so
todo
that
lo
the
que están
interpreters
diciendo. Les
can
agradecemos un
also
montón.
follow. This would be very, very helpful, and we thank you very much for this.
Bueno, buenos días, noches a
Okay, well,
todos.
good day,
Mi
good
nombre es
afternoon,
Fátima
good evening to
Blanco.
everyone. My
Bueno,
name is
quisiera
Fatima
agradecerle a Martín
Blanco, and
la
I would like to
introducción,
thank Martin
agradecerle
for
a
the
nuestros
introduction.
hermanos de
I would like to
Indonesia
thank our
por
brothers and
también
sisters from
demostrarnos que al
Indonesia
otro
to
lado del
also
mundo
show
es
and share to
posible
us
implementar
that
el
at the other
modelo
side of the world
cooperativo.
it is also possible to implement the
Voy a
cooperation
esperar
or
un minuto a
cooperative
que inicie la presentación.
level. I'm going to wait a moment till the presentation can initiate or begin.
Bueno, nuestra
Okay.
cooperativa
Our
se llama Solidar
cooperative is
Más.
called
Es
Solidar
una cooperativa
Más.
de aporte y
It is a
crédito
cooperative
y
of
es una
giving
modalidad
and credit. It is a
en Colombia el
modality
modelo
in
cooperativo,
Colombia of
que
the
consiste
cooperative
en
model, which
depositar
consists in
aportes y
um,
otorgar
giving
créditos a sus asociados.
different money and being able to receive credit for those who are associated. The
¿Por
next
qué
one.
decidimos crearla?
Why did we
Acá
decide to
pueden
create
observar
this? Here you
algunas
can
de
see
las frases
some of
que
the
extrajimos de
phrases that
charlas
we took
y en
out
especial de
from
Empresa Humana
talks and
sobre las
especially
recomendaciones de
related to
BAPAC
enterprise
relacionadas con la creación de empresas.
recommendations of BAPAC related
Consideramos
to
que
the
el
enterprise.
modelo cooperativo es una
We consider that
forma
the
clara y
cooperative
directa de
model is a
implementar lo que
direct
BAPAC
and
nos
clear
recomendó
way of
porque
implementing
se
what
basa en los
BAPAC
principios de
recommended because it is
solidaridad,
based on the
igualdad,
principles of solidarity,
hermandad y lo
equality,
que busca es un
brotherhood,
bienestar
and what it is
de los
looking
asociados y de
is
las
the
personas
well-being of those
más
who are
allá
associated and
del
the people
bienestar económico.
further
Hace como
than
un
their
balance entre
economic
las dos partes, que para nosotros sería la
balance.
parte
This is
humana
and the
y
balance,
la
which is
parte
the
material.
human aspect and the material aspect.
Nuestra visión,
Our
nuestra visión
mission, our
es
mission
vision
our
es
mission
otorgar
is
créditos
to become
a
the
nuestros
leading credit
miembros
service
y sus
provider
familias
for its members and their
y que a través
families.
del crédito ellos puedan
And through the
acceder
credit,
a
they
ciertos
can
beneficios, no
access certain
solamente como
benefits,
familias
not
Subud
only
y
as
miembros Subud,
Subud
sino
families and
también
Subud
a
members,
general
but
la humanidad,
also as
ya
general,
que el
as
crédito
humanity.
nos
You-
permite a
As
todos alrededor del
credit
mundo
allows all of us
acceder
around the
a
world to
algunos bienes
access
materiales que nos
some
permiten mejorar
material
nuestra calidad de vida.
aspects
Y
that will
creemos
able to
que la
allow
parte
us to
material,
better
que
our
en este
quality
caso es
of
a
life.
través del
We believe
crédito,
that the
si
material
logramos
part, which in this
relacionarnos bien
case is
con ella,
through credit, if
podemos
we're able to relate
beneficiar no
to it properly,
solamente
we
a
can
las familias,
benefit
sino
not only
a
the
Subud
families, but
principalmente.
Subud as well, and mainly Subud.
Este es nuestro logo.
This is our logo.
Quisimos
We
mostrarlo porque
wanted to show
este
it
fue un aporte
because, or
también
share it because this was
de uno
a
de nuestros miembros de la
someone
cooperativa y
helped
hermanos
us,
Subud.
a member
El logo está
of the
inspirado
cooperative
en una
and a Subud
fotografía que se
member.
tomó en
It
Amanecer,
is inspired
en la
in
que
a
se observan
photography that was
en un círculo en el
taken
Gran
in
Salón
Amanecer, where you can see the
varios
circle
miembros,
and the Gran
personas en
Salon,
especial
and you
jóvenes
can see many
que están
different people,
levantando las manos
especially youth,
y
who
que
are
están
raising
unidos
their
en un
hands and
círculo.
they're united in a
Esto lo
circle.
quisimos plasmar
This we
también
wanted
pues
to
relacionado
place
con lo que representa
here
Subud para
related
nosotros,
also
así
to what
que de
Subud
esta imagen surge
means to
nuestro
us.
logo.
And so from this image, this is where our logo comes from.
Nuestros principios o nuestras
Our
características
principles or
principales, en
characteristics,
este caso
main
son
characteristics
los
in this
aportes
case
o
are
contribuciones
the
que se hacen
contributions
para
that are
la
done
cooperativa. Estas
towards the
contribuciones son de
cooperative.
cada
These
persona
contributions
y
come from
quedan
each person
salvaguardadas en la
and
cooperativa
they are
hasta el
stored in the
retiro de los
cooperative
asociados.
until the
Con esos dineros
associates leave.
se
With that
otorgan
money,
créditos
we
de acuerdo a las
give
solicitudes
credits
de los miembros.
according to what the
Nos
members might
basamos en los
ask for.
principios de la
We are
economía
based on the
solidaria,
principles of solidary
que como les
economy.
comentaba, consideramos que
As I was
representan
commenting, it
fielmente
represents,
o es el modelo
or
jurídico
it's the
económico
model,
que
the
más
legal and
representa
economic
lo que nos
model that more
recomendaba
represents
BAPAC.
what BAPAC
Somos
recommended.
una entidad en
We are an
Colombia
entity in
privada
Colombia
sin
that's
ánimo de
private
lucro por lo
with
tanto todas
that's
las
non-profit.
utilidades que se
All of
reciben
the
del ejercicio de
income that
la
we
actividad
get
económica de la
through
cooperativa
the economic activity of the
no
cooperative
representan un lucro
doesn't
individual,
represent
sino un
an
excedente
individual,
financiero que se reparte entre todos los asociados
but
y
it
se
turns
destina de
into
acuerdo a las
something
decisiones
that
que
gets
se toman
shared
en la
across
mayoría.
everywhere according to the decision that everybody
También
makes.
estamos pues vigilados por
We are
entidades
also
estatales como la Supersolidaria,
looked at
ya que el modelo
from
cooperativo en Colombia
institutional and
surgido,
governmental
ha tenido un avance legal
institutions. We've managed to
significativo, lo
have
cual
a
nos ha
significant
permeado de varias
legal advance that has
regulaciones
helped.
adicionales que pues hasta el momento hemos sobrepasado
At this moment,
satisfactoriamente.
we've managed to pass all of the requirements that the government has asked
Nuestro
us.
modelo de negocio consiste en
Our
recibir
business
contribuciones de
model
los miembros.
is based on having
Esas
contributions from the
contribuciones,
members.
como
Those
les comentaba, se
contributions, as I
mantienen salvaguardadas en la
commented,
cooperativa.
they are stored
Esas
in the
se
cooperative.
depositan como inversiones
They
seguras
deposit as
en fondos de
safe
inversión,
investments and
depósitos a
investment
término
funds,
y también en créditos.
and also in
Créditos que son
credits.
otorgados a sus propios asociados y que estos generan a su vez interés. De esos
And
intereses
this
es que nosotros
generates
recibimos
also
las
interest, and
utilidades
through that
que
we receive an
básicamente
income
sustentan
that
nuestro
basically
modelo de
that
negocio.
maintains our economic model.
Dentro del modelo de negocio
Within the
que
economic
propone la
model
cooperativa, ya
that
es
the
una
cooperative
reglamentación que
proposes,
existe en
there's
Colombia.
a
Hay unos
regulation that
porcentajes que
exists in
son de
Colombia.
obligatoria
There are
distribución
some percentages
del
that
capital
are
y de los
obligatory that you have to
excedentes
distribute,
y
and
hay un 50%
any
de
extra
libre
that comes out
destinación.
of that, we also have a
Ese
50%
50%
of
de libre
free
destinación se
allocation
repartió de la siguiente
is
manera:
reparted in the
10% para
next way.
revalorización de los aportes de los asociados,
10% to revalue the
15% para
contributions,
otros
15 for
fondos
other
y el
funds, and 25%
25%
for financial
es
support
para
for Subud and
destinación
related
específica
projects.
para proyectos de Subud. Estas destinaciones están
this
soportadas legalmente
this
dentro de
is
nuestras
helped
normas
in
internas, por
legal
lo tanto son de
according
obligatorio
to our
cumplimiento y
regulations,
todos
our
los
internal
asociados que
regulations,
ingresan a la
and all the
cooperativa
associates that go
saben
into
que
the
el
cooperative know that
25% de la utilidad
25%
se destina a
of
Subud.
the income is given
Fátima,
to
¿me
Subud.
permites una pequeña interrupción?
Fatima,
Juan,
would you let
gracias.
me add something, please?
Aquí nos
Well,
importaría destacar
here we'd like to also
la primera,
highlight
como mencionaba
various
Fátima,
things, as Fatima
como
mentioned.
cooperativa somos una
As a
entidad
Subud
sin ánimo de lucro,
cooperative, it's
es decir, que no esperamos,
an
como
entity
ella muy
that's
bien explicaba,
non-profit.
utilidades personales,
So it means that we don't
son
get
grupales,
individual
por una parte.
income. It's
Por
a
otro
group
lado,
income.
que
In the
somos
other
una
aspect,
cooperativa de
we are a
aporte y créditos,
cooperative
significa
that
que, como ella explica,
gives
nuestros miembros están
credits, and
obligados
also
a
as
hacer un
members we are
aporte
obliged
mensual
to contribute
cierta
monthly
cantidad de dinero,
a certain
aproximadamente
amount
unos
of
25
money,
dólares,
around $25,
mientras uno sea miembro de la
while you're
cooperativa.
a member of
Y
the
hemos tenido, para
cooperative.
mí, para
And
nosotros, perdón,
for
un
us,
caso muy,
we've
muy
had
exitoso,
a very
pensar
successful
que nuestros
case
miembros,
to
aunque
see
no van
that
a
our
ganar nada
members, although
individualmente,
they
ni
aren't going to
siquiera
earn
cualquier
anything
otro negocio,
individually,
lo han aceptado, porque
they
lo que
have
queremos es
accepted it.
crear
And
ese
what we
grupo de
want to
personas
do
que
is create
trabajamos
that group of
con ese
people
espíritu de
that
solidaridad y de
work with that
crecimiento mutuo,
spirit of
más que
solidarity
personal,
and
aunque es claro que
mutual growth,
ese crecimiento común
although it's
se
clear that
crece también individualmente. Eso por un lado. Y por
individually
otro lado,
members also grow.
la noticia es que pues
And also we have the
aunque es muy
news
pequeño,
that
Fátima se
it's
refiere
a
aquí una
small
diapositiva muestra
contribution here in this
25% en la
slide.
parte inferior de la pantalla,
25%
dice para soportar los proyectos
is
Subud, y eso es
for
por nuestras
financial
leyes
support for
internas,
Subud and
nuestros
related
estatutos,
projects. That's
y
within
ya
our
el primer año de
bylaws.
operaciones
In the
no
first year,
tuvimos pérdidas,
we didn't have
vimos
any
un
losses.
pequeño, una pequeña utilidad o
We
rentabilidad,
had a
aunque somos una
small
empresa sin ánimo de
amount of
lucro,
income, although we are a company that
unos
doesn't
excedentes se llaman más
receive
bien
any
en el sector
profit.
cooperativo para diferenciarlo del sector privado.
To
Y
differentiate
ese
it from the
25%
private
ya por primera vez
aspect,
en la
the
historia de Subud
25%
Colombia,
for the first
la
time in
empresa
Subud
del sector
Colombia,
Subud pudo hacer
we gave
un
it
aporte a
to
nuestro comité nacional.
a
Nosotros
company of
eso
Subud
ya lo
Colombia managed to
sentimos y
give
lo
something to our
consideramos
national
como un
committee, and
éxito
we consider
logrado
that that's
de
a
este pequeño
successful,
emprendimiento que esperamos
something that's
siga
very
creciendo
successful from this
mucho más.
small
Gracias,
enterprise that we've
Fátima.
started, and we hope that it grows into
Gracias.
much more. Thank you.
Bueno, aquí quiero presentar
Here
unos
I want to
datos
present
importantes.
some important
La cooperativa
information.
se
The
constituye
cooperative
como la
was
primera reunión de constitución
established
en
as
junio de
within our first
2023.
meeting in
Aproximadamente
June of
22 asociados
2023.
nos reunimos,
We had around
22
22
personas,
associate members, or
y por
22
acta de
people.
constitución
And through an
decidimos
act of
crear
constitution, we've
la
managed to
cooperativa
create the
Solidar Más.
cooperative
En
Solidar Más.
noviembre de 2023
In November of
se
2023,
registra oficialmente la
we
cooperativa
registered it
ante
officially
las entidades gubernamentales,
to the
el
governmental
tiempo
agencies,
transcurrido entre
and the
junio y noviembre
time
hace
between June and
referencia
November
al tiempo
shows
de
the amount
trámites
of
y
time that we had
aprobaciones
to
de los
go through the
requisitos
bureaucracy of the
nacionales para estar
requirements
legalmente
to
constituidos.
be constituted
Iniciamos
legally.
operaciones en febrero
We
de
started
2024
operations in February of
después de
2024
ya haber consolidado el
after
portal
consolidated
transaccional
the
a través
transactional
del
portal
banco
through a bank,
colombiano para
a
poder
Colombian
recibir
bank,
los
to be able
aportes.
to receive the
A la
contributions.
fecha, a
To
julio
this date,
2025,
to July
contamos con un capital
2025, we have a
aproximado de
capital of
100 millones de
approximately
pesos colombianos,
100 million Colombian
equivalentes a
pesos,
25.000
equivalent to
dólares. A la
$25,000.
fecha no
To
tenemos
this date,
aportes
we
pendientes
don't
de los
have pending
asociados, es
contributions
decir, que nuestro
of the associate members. It means that
es del
our
100%.
Fátima, ¿quieren devolver la diapositiva, por favor?
Fatima, could you go back one
Gracias.
slide?
Aquí para
Thank you.
destacar que
Here to also show that,
mencionaba Fátima,
as Fatima
empezamos con
mentioned,
25
we started
miembros.
with 25
Cooperativa,
members.
por el
Our
momento,
cooperative
está
up till now
enfocada en la
is
membresía
focused
Subud,
on the
familiares
Subud
directos.
membership or their
En este
direct
momento,
family
los socios
members.
que tenemos,
At this moment,
todos
the
son
members that we
miembros,
have, all of
miembros de
them
Subud.
are SUBID members.
Y pues bueno, esperamos y tenemos la
And
esperanza
we
de que
hope
nuestros
and
proyectos
we have the
es que
hope that with
podamos
these
abrir ya
projects
para
we can
que
start
otros
opening it
negocios, ya no como
so that
personas
other
naturales,
businesses,
sino
not
como
only
personas
as
jurídicas, puedan
people,
ser
but
también
as
asociados de nuestra cooperativa.
legal entities
Y
can
más
also be part of
adelante
our
también
cooperative.
esperamos ver la
And
posibilidad de
further on, we
poderla
also hope
abrir
to
a
have the
personas
possibility to
no
open it to
SUBID.
non-SUBID
Gracias.
members. Thank you, Fatima.
Bueno, en este momento también quiero hacer
Well,
una
at this
aclaración.
moment, I also want to
Nuestras normas
clarify
internas
something. Our internal bylaws
permiten que los asociados sean SUBID y
allow
no SUBID.
the associate
En este
members
momento
to
el
be
modelo
SUBID
lo
and
hemos
non-SUBID. At
implementado
this moment,
durante
the
este primer
model
año únicamente en personas SUBID,
lets us in this
teniendo en
first
cuenta
year,
la
we only have
naturaleza de
SUBID
la
members,
cooperativa y
taking into
los
account the
porcentajes de distribución
quality
para
of
SUBID
and the
directamente.
distribution for SUBID
Esperamos ya
directly. We
más
hope
adelante
that
iniciar con la
further
publicidad
on we will
para
be able to
personas no
start with
SUBID,
some
pero la
publicity
posibilidad
for
de
non-SUBID
enlace
members, but the
está
possibility to be
abierta
part
legalmente.
of it is legally
Bueno, en este
part
momento acá
of the
en la
bylaws. At this
presentación podemos
moment,
ver el
in the
crecimiento
presentation, we can see the
que hemos
growth
tenido en
that we've
nuestro
had
capital.
in our
Iniciamos en
capital. We
2023 con
started in
0 pesos
2023
o
with
0
$0,
dólares y a la fecha el
and to this
crecimiento ha
date,
sido
the growth
constante en
has been
consideración al
constant,
número de asociados,
considering
que
the
para
number of
2025
associate
son
members. For
44 asociados
2025, we
que
have
han construido o
44
que hemos construido
associate
un
members
capital
who
equivalente a
have built
$25,000.
a capital equivalent to $25,000.
Nuestro capital está
Our
representado
capital is
en
represented
3 líneas. La
in
primera
3
son
lines. The
certificados de
first is
depósitos
in
a término,
certificate
otros son los créditos que se han
term
otorgado a los
deposit
asociados
certificates. The other
y otra
are
inversiones
loans to
seguras
members
en
and
fondos de inversión de renta
trust
variable diaria.
funds of variable interest, daily variable interest.
Tenemos unas condiciones para otorgar el
We have
servicio
some
de crédito.
conditions to
En
give a
primer
service
lugar,
of
la
credit. The
persona
first
debe
place the
solicitar
person has
el
to
crédito
ask the
el valor del
for a
crédito, los datos
credit,
del crédito,
the
y se van a
amount,
considerar
and
varias
all of the
cosas.
information, and we're going to consider
Que hayan
various things.
transcurrido
The
6
first is that they
meses
have 6 months
desde
of
la
membership
afiliación y que su cumplimiento haya
and
sido
that
excelente, que
that they
esté
are very
al día
consistent,
o hacia
that
día
they're
sus
up to date
contribuciones,
with their
que
financial
tenga una
contributions,
capacidad de pago
and that they have a
demostrable. Esto
capacity of
demuéstralo
payment
con
that they
soportes
can
de
demonstrate
ingresos
it
financieros y extractos de cuentas
with
bancarias
the
personales. Y
personal
además,
bank
la
certificates,
presentación de un
and
codeudor.
also a co-signer
Nosotros,
is
para el
required
otorgamiento de crédito,
to guarantee the
solicitamos
loan.
una firma de una garantía, un
We
documento
require
en el cual se
a
compromete
signature in
el
a
titular de la
document
deuda
that the
y un
person who
codeudor.
has the debt
Este
and also
documento
a
es un
co-debtor.
pagaré, una
This
figura
is
que en
to be
Colombia
paid.
se
Here in
utiliza
Colombia is something that
comúnmente
is
para este tipo de
used
actividades.
commonly for these type of activities.
Quiero resaltar
I would
que a
like to
nivel
highlight
gubernamental
that
estamos vigilados por la
and we have
entidad
government surveillance by
encargada
the
de
entity
emitir
in
todas las
charge of
regulaciones, lineamientos,
creating all of the regulations and all
supervisiones
of the
e incluso
supervision
iniciar las
and
investigaciones
also
para el
initiating
sector solidario
investigation for
o
this
sector cooperativo en este
solidarity
caso, que es la super
aspect
solidaria.
or the cooperative, which is
Desde
called
el
the
momento
Super
de la
Solidaria.
creación, hemos
From the moment of
estado
the
vigilados,
creation, we've
supervisados por
been
el gobierno.
supervised by the
Hemos
government.
recibido 4
We have
requerimientos
received
para
four
que nos
formal
han vigilado
requests that
para
they
saber si
have
estamos cumpliendo con las
surveilled
normas
us to make
nacionales
sure that we are
y
fulfilling the
de esos
national
requerimientos
norms,
no hemos
and
recibido
through
ninguna
those
observación a la fecha.
requirements we haven't received
También
any
quiero resaltar
observation
que
up till now.
esta
I would also like to
superintendencia
highlight that
nos
this
requiere
entity
remitir informes
asks us to
semestrales sobre el
give
estado financiero de la cooperativa y estos han sido
financial
enviados
reports every
juiciosa y
6 months that
periódicamente.
are sent periodically.
También contamos con las
We also
regulaciones
have
internas
we also
necesarias,
count with the internal
los
regulations that
estatutos,
are necessary,
los
the
reglamentos
bylaws
los órganos de
and the
administración
requirements
y los
by
reglamentos
the
para el
administration
otorgamiento de créditos.
and also the regulations
También
for giving
contamos con una
credits.
política
We also work with
internacional que es exigida en
an
Colombia, que
international
busca
policy
prevenir el
that
lavado de
is
activos
in
y
charge of
financiación del terrorismo.
preventing money
adoptamos nuestra
laundering and
política
terrorist
y damos
financing. We
cumplimiento
have that within our
a las
policy,
disposiciones
and we
que
are
evitan la corrupción de dineros y la malversación de recursos.
very careful to follow all of the
Contamos
requirements by
también
this
con un
entity.
portal
We
transaccional.
also have a
Este
transactional
portal es
portal.
un portal especial
This
para
is a
empresas,
special
el cual
portal
tiene un
for
costo
companies that
mensual
has
que
a
es
monthly
asumido
cost
dentro de los
that
gastos de la
is
cooperativa.
within
Y
the
en este portal podemos administrar y ver los estados de
cooperative,
cuenta,
and here we can
todos los registros
administer all of the
de los ingresos,
states of the
depósitos
accounts,
y movimientos
the
relacionados
movements, the
con los
financial
recursos de la
movements
cooperativa,
related with
así
the
como
resources
también
of the
los
cooperative, as
rendimientos
well
de
as
los depósitos y las inversiones que
the
tenemos.
amounts that we've received from the
Bueno,
deposits and the
yo soy la
interest.
representante
At this
legal.
moment, I'm the legal
Y
representative.
siguiente,
And next, please.
contamos con un
Within
consejo de
our board of
administración
directors,
de los cuales del cual hace parte
of
Martín
which
Fisco,
Martin
que nos
Fisco is
acompaña en
part
este
of it.
momento. Bueno, los demás
He's with us at this moment, and
Marco
the rest as
Blanco
well, Marco
y Lucas
Blanco
Roldán.
and
En esta
Lucas
parte quiero
Roldan.
resaltar
This part I'd like to
los
highlight
perfiles y la
the
experiencia que
profiles and
cuenta
experience
el órgano
that
de administración
the board of
para
directors
desarrollar
has
estos
to
roles.
develop
Martín
these
Fisco
roles.
es
Martin
una persona
Fisco
Subud
is
que
a
ha
Subud
desempeñado
member who has,
Lucas Roldán, que han desempeñado
as well as
cargos
Lucas Roldan,
desde
they've had
la parte administrativa y la
roles
jerarquía a
of the
nivel
administrative part
nacional,
in national
pero también
level
su
and
formación
also
profesional
helpers and also in the
es
professional
acorde
level. It's
a
in
lo que requiere la
accordance
cooperativa.
with what the cooperative
Igual
needs.
Marco Blanco, que en este
Also,
momento
Marco
también es
Blanco, who at
ayudante
this moment
nacional.
is also a national
Martín es
helper.
administrador de
Martin
empresas,
is
ha sido
an
docente, asesor.
manager of
Marco es
companies.
contador
Marco
público
is a
y
public
matemático,
accountant and
especializado en
mathematician
finanzas
specialized
y ha
in
desempeñado
finance
cargos
and
relacionados con
has
gerencias
been in
financieras
charge
en
of
entidades del sector
financial
cooperativo.
management in the
Lucas Roldán, que es
corporate sector.
economista
Lucas
y
Roldan is an
también pues tiene
economist.
conocimientos
He
y
also
es
has a lot of
nuestro encargado
knowledge
de
and
hacer
he
siempre el
is
seguimiento
the
a
person in
las
charge of
inversiones.
following
Y
all of
quien
the
les habla,
investments.
Fátima,
And
soy
who's talking?
abogada y
Fatima. I'm
también
a
tengo
lawyer.
experiencia en
I'm
el sector
also
solidario.
experienced in the
Nuestra recomendación o
solidarity
invitación
economy and area. Our
es
recommendation
que bajo estos principios
is that under
cooperativos
these cooperative principles
economía solidaria,
of solidarity
cooperativismo,
economy and
principios de equidad,
cooperatives
distribución de
and
beneficios
principles
para
of
todos los
equity
miembros,
and being able
existiendo.
to have distribution among all the members,
Llegamos a una
we
conclusión
reached the
y al
conclusion,
ver la
and
presentación de
by
nuestros
seeing the
hermanos
presentation
indonesios
of
la
our
confirmamos,
brothers and
y
sisters
es
of
que a
Indonesia, that
nivel
it's
nacional el
confirmed
modelo
that
solidario,
then
el
the
modelo cooperativo
solidarity
es
model and the
internacional.
cooperative
En casi todos
model
los
is
países
international. In
existe un modelo
most countries,
para vincular asociados de otras
to
nacionalidades o de
add
otros
people from
países.
other
Nuestra
nationalities
invitación
in
es
other
que
countries,
cada
our
país
invitation
en
is
el
that
cual
every
está Subud
country in which
pueda
Subud
explorar el
exists,
modelo
it could explore the
cooperativo
model of
o el modelo
cooperatives
solidario
or
y que
the
cada país pueda
solidarity
crear su
model,
propia cooperativa,
and that every
de
country can
manera
also
que
create their
podamos
own
hacer
cooperative
una
in a
red
model
mundial
that we
Subud
can have
de
a
cooperativas. Y
worldwide
creo que
Subud
ahí podríamos
network of
realmente
cooperatives,
implementar la
and that we can
solidaridad
also implement the
y el desarrollo de
solidarity
empresas
and
y
the
empresas humanas
development
con un
of
contenido Subud
enterprise that has
alrededor del mundo.
Subud content around the world.
Estos son algunos de nuestros
These are
socios.
some of our
Eh,
associated members.
Tenemos, bueno,
We
quiero hacer una
have,
aclaración.
I would
Nosotros
also
no
like to
tenemos
clarify,
una
we
sede
don't
física.
have a
Somos una
physical,
cooperativa virtual.
we're a
Por
virtual
ahora,
cooperative.
tenemos una comunicación cercana
We
con
have
nuestros
some close
asociados a través
communication
de
with our
canales
associate
que hemos
members through
establecido,
the
correo
different
electrónico,
channels,
WhatsApp,
through
enviamos
email and
los estados de
WhatsApp. We also
cuenta,
send the
tenemos de
account
asociar
statements. We
personas que
have
están alrededor del
people
mundo
who are
y
around the
por
world
eso
who
es
are
que
associated,
decidimos
and
ser una
that's why we
cooperativa
decided to be a
virtual.
cooperative
Le
that's
doy la palabra a
virtual.
Lucas
I
Roldán.
give
Muchas
the
gracias.
word to Lucas Roldan.
Slide, I would like to highlight the participation of some of the SUBID members who share the participation in SUBID Colombia. There is in the account Marco Blanco, who is also one of our national helpers. There is Helen Munoz, who was the previous Zone 8 representative. There is also Paloma Munoz, who was also the representative of Zone 8. And she also did CICA Latin America. Manuel Botes, in the moment, is our Director of Communications. He's also the international helper. There's another international helper who's also part of the members, Kohar Bara. We also have members in Indonesia, who is Bakrum Bustillo, for example, one of the people who lives in Kalimantan. Anis Andrade, also our national helper, is a member of the cooperative and part of the Council of Vigilance of Solar Master. I wanted to highlight that there are many members in the cooperative as an enterprise of SUBID members. And this for me is significant. We also have members in Canada. Yes, I just wanted to highlight that in the presentation that we also have the company of our sister, the president of the committee of Subud Colombia, who is Felicidad, the wife of our beloved Manuel, for this to highlight that we are very involved with the life of Subud Colombia and also with the participation, as you can see, around the world. Thank you, Lucas, and sorry.
Wow, thank you very much. Muchas gracias, hermanos y hermanas. Well, do you want to at least have one or two of the questions answered, Sandra? Because it would be nice while we're here.
All right. So my first question is, how does the money grow?
How does the money grow?
Yes, because bank interest is very low, and the amount of money that you're getting in to start with is very small. So it's, $2,000 to $4,000. And I know interest rates are very low. So how do we actually maximize that? How do we get that money to grow?
Martin or Fatima or Lucas or Manuel, would one of you like to respond?
Through this growth of the cooperative being able to implement services, as you could see in the presentation of our brothers and sisters of Indonesia that have areas such as how to finance different enterprises, to give education services that are accessible, and all of these things, etc., for the affiliates, for the members, for those who are associated and their families in the first place. So basically, what we are doing is that we're putting in a certain amount of money in the cooperative. And in the case of our cooperative, as you can see, for the moment, it is only of giving and credit. In another intervention, we would like to be a cooperative of savings and credits. We would also like to have these savings as part of the cooperative, which would be money that is available in whichever moment. Basically, through the credit that we give what comes into the cooperative is for example, our brothers in Indonesia, they have 3 units of enterprises or business. One of them is retail. It is buying and selling different merchandise. They have this type of an income. They also have rent of vehicles, renting and transport services. I understood this. We don't have retail or transportation. We only have credit. So the interest that our associates pay, in this moment, we are offering a favorable interest rate, which is better than the banks, current banks and the financial systems in Colombia. We are offering the opportunity so that the brothers and sisters can have credit that is more like less money, so that we have offered to even buy a certain amount if they're owing their credit card, the interest rate of their credit card that is needed. This is the highest rate in our country. So we offer them that they are able to, instead of owing the bank, that we lend or loan this amount so that the debt ends up being with us instead of the bank, and the interest from this is our main rate of utilities. Well, you can say, well, this is a little bit of resources and of income. You could be right, but here where I was talking the last participation and the first year we did of operations, we didn't have any loss and we had rentability to be able to offer a small support and give to our committee, local committee. So all the amount of collaborators of the cooperative, we are working without charging any salaries. So we are supporting or giving our work, and we hope to be able to continue doing this the amount of time that is possible, being clear that at some point we will have to have resources to be able to pay a certain amount as any bank does. And we're in a period of like incubation. So let's say that the answer to this is that this is how some of the benefits are generated for the cooperative, and these benefits are used in the objectives that we have already mentioned to you. In the individual level, maybe it could happen that some brother or sister may feel that it is better to invest in the private banking or other type of resources and not in a cooperative like this one, because with security it is probable that there will be more rentability outside of the cooperative. Our experiment is to work together and give together to be able to create a company or enterprise as BAPAC would advise us, and this is how we have tried, without trying to get rich ourselves, but working together, growing together, and being able to benefit from this. I don't know if this answers your question, or if one of my brothers or sisters, Lucas or someone else, would like to add something.
Manuel?
Can we please remind everybody to just slow down a bit, because we've got 3 languages being translated between. It's hard to catch up.
Yo también quiero agregar algo, y es
I would
para
like
aclarar
to also add
una de las
and to
preguntas que ha
clarify one
sido
of the
reiterada
questions that has
relacionada con el beneficio.
been mentioned
Y el
with the
beneficio que
benefit.
se da es el beneficio a través del crédito, de
One of
poner
the
al
benefits
servicio
is
el
through the
dinero de
credit,
lo que
and to
representa
put
o
the
lo que
service
beneficia al
through
asociado.
what the
Y en
associate
este caso, para
member
una persona, el
represents.
beneficio
And for
puede
instance,
ser
for a
crear su
person, the
emprendimiento.
benefit can be
Para
to create
otros
their
ha
own
sido
enterprise. For
estudiar.
another
Hemos
person, it can be to
otorgado créditos
study.
para
We've
estudio.
given credits for
Otro
studies.
crédito para
Other
salir de
credit can be
deudas y
to
mejorar
get out
su
of a
calidad de
debt
vida
and
en
to
cuanto a la
increase
fluidez del
their
dinero
quality of
inmediato.
life according
Así
to
que el
how much money
beneficio
they
que se
have.
otorga a través de la
And also the
cooperativa es
benefit that the
créditos
cooperative gives
sencillos,
is
de
simple
fácil acceso,
credits of
con una
easy
muy baja
access
tasa de
with a
interés,
very
para
low
que a
interest
través de ese
rate,
dinero
so
se
that
pueda
through
mejorar
that
la calidad de
money
vida de
they
cada uno
can
de los
improve their
asociados.
quality of life of each of the associated members.
Bueno, quiero hacer una
Well,
propuesta
I would like
y
to do a
al ver
proposal, make
el
a
interés de
proposal,
todos en conocer
seeing the
los
interest in
diferentes modelos
everyone to
cooperativos,
get to know the
yo
different
propongo
cooperative
que
models.
las
I
personas que
propose
están
that the
interesadas
people who
en
are
explorarlo en
interested
cada
in
país
exploring it
formemos
in
un
each
grupo
country,
de
so we can form a
investigación o
group of
exploración
research or
del modelo
exploration
cooperativo
of the
entre todos
cooperative
para
model
ver de qué
between us
manera
all, so that we can
podemos,
see in
quienes
which
estamos
way
interesados,
those of
implementarlo y
us who are interested, how
desarrollarlo
we
en
can
nuestros
implement
países.
it and develop it
Y
in
podemos
our
irlo
countries,
trabajando
and so that we can
periódicamente.
work periodically on this.
Perfecto. Very good.
Excelente, sí. We all agree. So let us try. Thank you, Raymond. If you want to put your email address quickly in the chat, we will capture that and we will organize another session, Fatima, muchas gracias, where we can talk about each country, and also maybe in preparation for this meeting, each one can look into the laws of their country which govern the cooperatives and the possibilities, because this is a sector, economic sector, that is regulated by the government, which is a protection also for the investors. So each one in their own country can already do that work of looking into what are the government rules and regulations governing the sector. Yeah?
That's very important.
Yeah, good idea, Virginia.
Thank you.
I think it was interesting that Suteja and their team, that you presented an idea, a slide about having a worldwide cooperative. It may be something that we can attain one day, who knows? But I think, first of all, if we were able to actually support each other in different countries to develop our cooperatives in those countries, it's probably a lot more easy, because we're all governed by these different laws and we have to comply with those laws in our countries. But it doesn't mean that we can't support each other with these ideas. How did you start? Oh, I had to do this, this, this. Okay, so that's what I need to do in my country. Look at what are the things that I need to follow, and see whether I can apply the same rules, the same procedure.
So we can explore all those things. And thank you for sharing your email so we can create a group of people interested in this topic. And we thank our presenters. Bless you, Suteja and company in Kahoop. Thank you for being our leaders. And Fatima in Colombia and the Solidarmas team, thank you so much for being our leaders in this and going first. And maybe we do.
I think, Lucas, you just had one thing you wanted to say before we finish?
Sí, nuestra simpatía y
Yes,
respeto
our
por
sympathies and respect
Hapakat Usaha
for
Bersama,
Habakat
nuestro
Usaha
hermano
Bersama,
cooperativo en
our
Indonesia.
brother
Esperamos
cooperative in
que
Indonesia.
nuestro
We
trabajo
hope
pueda
that our work
permitir ser el
can
inicio de esa
allow
red
that this be
mundial de
an
cooperativas.
initial
Los apreciamos, los
network of
respetamos y los queremos
cooperatives.
mucho
We
y
respect each
nos
other
gustaría estar en contacto
and
con
care
ustedes.
for each other. We would love to be in contact with you.
Thank you, Martin. Yeah, I'm just really humbled, really, to witness how many people there are on this call. It really shows how many people are interested in this around the world in Subud, and I think we can achieve a lot if we all help each other to get there. So blessings to you all, and thank you very much.